Let's take a look at this basic step block. So the basic step block, this is going to be your front view. This, by the way, is called isometric drawing. So it's not a three-dimensional drawing because you can't see the back, but it gives us enough information to, communicate my idea in a form that's more of a pictorial view that someone can envision really well. So isometrics are a little bit harder to sketch out than just a multi-view drawing, but we usually start with an isometric to where we're going to break that down. So we're trying to look at our three views. So this view coming straight at it this way is the front view. So that's the front view of the step block. So if I just take this and I kind of shade that, that is the front view of this thing. So I can go ahead and draw that front view now, and the front view is going to be right over here. So I'm just going to kind of start to sketch this out of what the front view would look like. So really simple on this project, obviously. So there is my front view. It's just that drawing. So now I might want to look at my top view. So my top view is what's coming down. So the view from the top coming down, I see this, and I see this. That's all I see from the top. So now I'm going to draw that on top of the front view. So I start off with this, okay, and see how these line up. So I'm trying to keep all those lined up. That's really important in drawing. It just makes our communication a lot better if you can line up your views. So then I have this corner and this corner that I'm going to see. So those are going to go across like this. And so that's my top view. That's all I can see from the top. It just looks like three little squares from the top and then the big rectangle around it. So now I'm going to draw my right side view. So my right side view is right here. Okay, and it is lining up with that corner, this corner, and this corner. So my right side view on this drawing is right here. So that's my right, and that's my right. So then I have my three drawings here. So then it's good to label them. So top, and then front, okay, and then RS for right side. So once again, notice how everything lines up. Okay, that's our goal here. And I didn't use a ruler, so if you use a ruler, it'll even line up better. But that's how it lines up. So now I would take this the next step further, and I would dimension this. So I'll move my word up a little more so I have more rooms for dimensions. So my goal would be, if I was designing a project here, to start putting some dimensions on this thing. So that's however long that is. I'm going to just assume that's 3 inches. Those are 3-inch spaces. So that would be my 3 inches. And then I would come across here. Maybe it's 3 inches high. Okay, so these are I put my arrowheads here. These are called extension lines. I put my dimensions in here. So now I need to break it down a little bit, give myself some more details. So then I might take a bigger extension line here, and then a small one here. And I might go 1 inch here, okay, and then 2 inches here. So that way it gives me a little more detail there. So now I can do the math, and I know that's a 1 inch spot there. So on my right side, I might put this one at 1 inch as well. All right, and then I have to give it these measurements. I don't have any of those yet. So then I would come across here, and probably a 2 inch here, okay, and then a 1 inch here. So there's my top, front, right side view now. And so that's what I want you to do. I want you to look at these isometric drawings and try to break them apart and make some views, some top, front, right side views of that object. And you're not going to have dimensions because I don't have dimensions on all those that I recall. Now, one thing that starts to make this a little bit trickier is if I start to put more contours in this. So let's say at the top, I put a hole in it. Okay, I put a hole in the top. And then I might put some dashed lines to show how far down the hole goes. So maybe the hole goes down to this plane right there. Let's just for this assignment here, let's put the hole all the way through it. So that'd be like if someone drilled a hole all the way through that block. And so now how do I show that on this drawing? So this one I would have a hole that you see on the top view, right? And then I transfer these down. So the dashed lines represent something you can't see. It's a hidden feature that's there, but you can't see. So then now I have it on, and it's going to be on every view. So if you have a contour on one view, it's going to show up, you know, on the other view as well. So that shows how far that hole is all the way through. So now maybe you have a hole that's not as deep. So this hole right here, you know, maybe my notes say, you know, ½ inch deep. So that would kind of help me determine where that would be. So then it's over here, it's going about a ½ inch deep. All right, it's going to show up here again. And then over here, we're going to have a double on top of each other. So that one's going to be a little bit confusing. So now this view starts to get a little bit hard to understand, but then when you look at these two views, it will teach you what you need to know for the next view. So these are called multi-view drawings, top, front, right side. This is your isometric drawing. And we're just trying to break those apart to practice communicating ideas. So for this lesson, I just want you to try to break apart the isometrics, and then near the end of the assignment, I want you to try to take your multi-views and see if you can sketch the isometric from it. So that will be a lot harder because you're trying to piece these together. A little bit more of your brain is going to be used for that, but it should give you a nice idea of how that works. Okay, let's look at this one. This is the first one I'm asking you to break apart into 3 views, multi-view drawings. And so here's our isometric shape. A couple things about it. This part was a little bigger than this part. And then it has this cutout here. So when I'm looking at it from the front view, I would see this piece, okay, and I would see this piece. So that's all I see from the front view. So I'm going to draw that first. So it's basically a piece that looks like this, okay, and then it comes across like this, okay, and I'm going to make this part a little wider because in real life this part was a little wider. All right, so there's my front view. See where I got those 2 shapes from? 1, 2. So that's what I see on the front view. So now I'm going to draw the top view. So the top view is really just this L-shaped piece, but then I have to show this piece somehow, show that there's something else going on there. So to draw the top view, okay, I'm going to take that line and bring that up, and then I'm going to go over, out, and back, okay, like that. So there's my top view. See, it's just this piece, that piece. See how everything lines up? All right, now I have to show where this corner is. So I'm going to do some dashes there, and that shows where this part is cut out. So it's a hidden line. So now I'm going to do my right side view. So my right side is this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece. So that's my right side view. So from the right side, this is a little bit wider. Okay, so this was a little wider than that. And then I have this guy here. All right, that piece, it lines up with this, right? So that piece lines up here and that piece lines up here. So that's my right side view. So then I can just label it top, front, and then right side. Okay, so you see where I got those? Those are those 3 X's, 1, 2, 3. That's this piece right there. This piece right here is right here. This one here is here, and then the top is this one. Okay, and I have one hidden line. So then I just want you to go through the rest of the drawings I gave you and try to break those apart just like this and sketch them out. Try to make all the views line up really nice. That's what I want. Use a ruler, you know, if you wouldn't mind. Or just try to do the best you can. Use a straight edge. It doesn't be a ruler. It could be a straight edge of a book or whatever. And try to draw those out just like this. And then snap a photo. You can put all the photos together in one document, number them, and then send that off to me on Schoology. So that's what we're trying to do there with the multi-view drawings.